Welcome back, everybody, to SoggyBottom Homestead. This is Dawn. It's a snowman, or you can call it a snow person. Okay, let's get it made. These are socks from the Dollar Tree. They're the children's socks, the smaller ones. Instead of holding your bag of rice and trying to pour it into your sock, in order to prevent a disastrous mess, we fill our can, whatever can you have. Now, to pour it in, this is the top of a water bottle. And whatever you would like to find to scoop your rice out with. As you're filling it, you stretch your sock out, because you're not going to be concerned about this part being filled. You're trying to fill it up to here. But you have to work at it a little bit. Stretch your sock. Alright. Like so, it looks like a little lump at this moment. Take it, and you really want to put the rubber band where the ribs, the tube part starts. 3 times, not 4. Do this 3 times. Okay, her lump. 3 more. We're going down over the little body, which this can be kind of painful on your hands. The idea is to get it worked down, and then about halfway. See how it's starting to be 2 bumps? Just work it, and if you only do 3, you can roll up your rubber band a little bit, give yourself a little bit more room, like so. And I like my snow person a little bit bigger on the bottom. Now we got 2 bumps, about midway. Okay, take this and cut it off. So. Uh-oh, haircut. Now we're going to work on one more thing to keep, in case accidentally this rubber band elastic decides to break. Just a piece of white thread, and this one's not big enough. Just a piece of white thread or yarn. Yarn might be best. Yes, my wind chimes. The fan blows on them, so they make all that pretty sound. Tie one knot, and then do another knot. All this is doing is just in case the little elastic breaks. Alright.
Can I see it just a minute? We'll be right back.
Snowman's getting spanking with a ruler. Okay, that's better. Mom rounded him up. so he looks better. Let's talk about decorations. And I recommend buttons. Let's work on his scarf and his hat before we place buttons. On his hat, we're using baby socks. Now we don't want this part sticking out. So this is going to go to the back of your snow person. We're making this one a little girl. So instead of this little thing sticking out, I'm going to show you what I do with it. I want to take white thread. You could glue it with a glue gun. I wouldn't recommend that though, because you're most likely going to glue your fingers to the sock. So, needle and thread. Started here. Tuck this in. And then just go through both of them. Actually, you're going through three things. You're going through the original sock and through the heel. It doesn't have to be perfect. The idea is just for you to tack this down so that it's not sticking out. Now I just take it and Mom runs them, it just goes around and around. I tie a knot. Tie a knot, you can whip stitch it around several times, however you prefer to end a project. Then snip that off. Now, okay, what we did, we hid this to the back. So, sure snow person. Part we tacked goes to the back. Just like so. I pull it down to pretend like she has little ears and they're all covered up. Okay, that's done. Now let's work on the scarf. Okay, and Mom's going to show you how we did the scarf. She is just taking it and without just going around and around, making a long strip. Mom can do that free-handed better than I can.
Okay, all we did is just cut the sock around.
Round and around in circles. Now, the part that... Yep,
That was the heel.
that was the heel.
The toes down there by Dawn.
Toes here. So. And by the way, this is very stretchy. I take what...
She's just going to try to measure the length of the
Right, what I need.
scarf as to what she wants.
This is the heel, so it seems to work best to take the heel. Gonna put it right there. And you come around and measure it and cut here. So by doing that, you've given all of your heel fabric room to be kind of stuck in the neck area. And then take it, tie it, and just kind of evenly, like so. We've taken the scarf off and adjusted the length.
And you're going to nip at 3.
To make us have like fringe at the end. Kind of gauge how wide this is. Or gauge how wide this is, and we're cutting fringe. So you take it and go 1 and 2. Those are in the same way. Take it, lay it out. This one, what I did was kind of evened it up, so it made it easier to do the fringe. So, 1 and 2. We've made fringe. Then, back where we had it, take it, tie it. Okay, there's her clothing. You can't make, well, I've never made a perfect snow person outside, so. Take the scarf, pull it a little, not enough so that you break it, just till it doesn't have, this is really stretchy, just so you feel there's no give, just, okay. There's the first stages. Okay, I'm going to gather the buttons up and I'll be right back. Okay, I've gotten my buttons done. Okay, so far, what did we need? We've needed a pair of baby socks, the fuzzy, fluffy kind, a pair of the socks, tube socks, or crew socks, I'm not sure what they call them anymore. Anyway, from the Dollar Tree. I'm taking, to show you guys, red thread. This is 3 threads of the embroidery floss. Threaded onto the needle. Now, this is just extra large buttons so you guys can see what I'm doing. Of course, obviously, you wouldn't use something this large on this tiny project. Okay, all I'm doing is giving the glue gun something more to hold on to, and it also makes the button look better. So, go through the bottom, and you want your strings hanging down on the back side of your button, whatever button that is. You can either go crossways, or you can do it down and up. I prefer down and up, not crossing it over, just because that's how I did it. And then, because it's coming down on this side, you really want to go back in here and then come down on the opposite side. You don't have to, but that way, can you guys see? The threads are not right next to each other. Take this off, lay down, and all we're doing is tying a couple knots. This is so large, I'll do 3. And the idea of this, again, is just to help the hot glue stick to the button and the project. Plus, it makes it look better. Now, I do this to all of the buttons that went on, and you just cut your excess off. all the buttons that went on both of these projects. I did do the embroidery floss with its close as I could corresponding colors. It doesn't have to be the same color. A little darker or a little lighter shade means you can see the thread. Alright. Now this is laying here so that when I dump my buttons out, they're easier to pick up than on a slick table. Now here's our snow person without her decorations. Straight pins. Before we start gluing. And I leave the pins where they are and glue one at a time. There it is. Whoops. I use hot glue to put these buttons on. And already I can see the eyes are too far apart, so put them over. Scoop the nose up a bit. Then I use 3 tiny buttons for the mouth. You could hot glue ribbon on. You could put something else on for the mouth if you would like. You also could take a permanent marker if you wanted to try to freehand it and do dots. But I'm not very good at freehanding, so this is my preferred method. Okay, we're all set, almost. I'm still rearranging here. Now it looks okay laying down, but it's a smart idea to set them up to see if it looks right. And it doesn't. We have got buttons too far down and too separated. Okay. Because when it's sitting up, it flattens out, and if this bottom button's down too low, you can't see it. Okay. Now we're going to start gluing. Alright, now, since we're all placed, I have a couple more things to show you. Now it's time to glue. 2 tools. We use this for, in particular, hot glue. I don't know what tool this is. I think it's a knitting tool. We don't knit. Also, needle nose pliers, crafter's best friend. Hot glue gun. Also, this is a high and low temp. With this project, I have it set on low. Start at the bottom first. Little hot glue on top of that embroidery floss that we previously did to everything. And it doesn't have to be perfect, and that's okay. Blow on it a second, and it's glued. Now if you get any hot glue on these, because it's low temp, just the glue usually rolls right back off. Sorry guys, that was me dropping the glue gun. Can. Oops, see? Did it. Did exactly what I told you guys not to. Get glue on your finger. I remember back in the day when there was no such thing as a low temp glue gun. The glue gun's got what, 400 degrees? On that bottom button, I kind of even it up with the nose the best as possible. Then you just bring these other ones up. How I do it. Everybody does things differently, and that's okay. Butterfingers! I drop everything. Don't do what I just about did. Glued my pair of tweezers to my button. You're trying to put the hot glue directly on your embroidery floss. And using low temp, you can't dawdle about it, because it'll dry before you get your glue button on your snow person. Okay, guys, she's all decorated. And that is our snow person.